Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
If anything, Muhammad Ali's legacy transcended his physical existence. If you want to talk about transcending something, that's the only thing that was transcended. But he did not transcend race when his whole identity and his spirit was evolved around his race and his people.
Mm-hmm.
So don't come with that bullshit.
Yep.
You even got white people saying that. I wanted to upload a video because there was some white newscasters who had segments saying the same thing. It's like, don't try to whitewash Muhammad Ali when we have 1,000 quotes of him talking about race.
Word up.
So if they can acknowledge it, what the hell is wrong with us?
Man, brother, that's the thing. The thing is that, you know, and I remember when they named Muhammad Ali Athlete of the Century, you started to see some of this bullshit that you're seeing now with the people saying what they're saying. And, you know, I knew that when he did pass finally that a lot of this would come out. But the bottom line for me still is that if you cannot practice your trade, if you cannot do what you feel that you was meant to do for a living and still be you, then how in the world are you going to say you have freedom, justice, and equality in the place that you live in? It's really just that simple. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, for you to be who you are, you got to be a garbage man. For you to be who you are, you got to be a fast food worker. So for you to be somebody that's a high income earner, somebody that can, you know, has spent their life trying to master a skill. I mean, think about it. Muhammad Ali, there's really nobody that can dance, you know what I'm saying, in the ring like Muhammad Ali, can bother. Weave like him, his hands, his way of avoiding punches, things like that. I mean, the fact of the matter is when you're looking at Apollo Creed in the Rocky movies, you're basically looking at a dude called Weathers who studied Muhammad Ali just to put on that performance right there.
Exactly.
And so, I mean, he said to himself he wanted to study the greatest. And it's like when you look at Carl Weathers in that movie, you're like, God damn, like he looks amazing going against Rocky in the movies. So the reality of it is that here's a person who reached genius level at his craft, conditions in the country that he lived in. And that should tell any black man, if you're going to go back and look at Muhammad Ali's history, you know, you can look at all of the stuff with the government, with the nation, whatever. But if you're going to go back and look at anything and extract any lesson from Muhammad Ali's history, and that is that he reached genius level in his craft and he still couldn't be himself.
Right, exactly. And he ain't the only one. Like I said, I ran down that laundry list of people. All of those people great, all of those people talented, and all of them people catching hell. You know, I use this as an example. Let's say that you work for, and I'll use Verizon, right? Let's say you're a Verizon worker, Minister DeWood, and Verizon dogs you every time that you're there because they're trying to get rid of you, trying to get Minister DeWood out of Verizon. And then finally they get you out. Then after they get you out, they block your unemployment insurance and keep you tied up in litigation for 3 years. So for 3 years, you can't make no money. You can't get no regular paycheck. You got to go and scrounge and scramble around trying to make ends meet for you and your family. Then years after the whole thing goes down, you're no longer with Verizon. Verizon turns around and your memorial service says, "Here lies Minister DeWood, a great Verizon worker."
Right.
So how is that any different than the bullshit that they trying to play with Muhammad Ali? Like Jeb said, they love this man so much that they made it so that he can't feed his family.
Right.
And then you're going to have the nerve to turn around and say he was an American hero. No. No, he was our hero.
It means that was our hero. He was not American hero. At all.
Same thing with Malcolm X.
There was nothing
Malcolm
American
X was an American hero. When he was fighting America tooth and nail when he was alive.
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
but
man.
That's what they have to do, though, brother. If you think about it, because let's go to Martin Luther King for a second. Martin Luther King, throughout his life, fought the racist structure of America. Yes, he did not necessarily see it the way many of us do, because we don't want to integrate. But nevertheless, if you really look at it from the digital, which is the zeros and the ones, you would have to say that man spent his whole life fighting the racist structure of America. As soon as let's not say he died, as soon as they killed him, then they turned around and made him a hero. People like Glenn Beck is making books about this dude and stuff like that. Then you say, making books about him, if he was alive, you'd be the same people. You'd be saying the same thing you say about us, about Martin Luther King. But now you're going to make books about him? I think that one of the worst parts about this whole thing is that in the internet age where we have social media and we have all sorts of Wikipedia, all sorts of information sources at our fingertips, we as a people are not going to be strong enough to go back and get the true history. We got to go to Fox News, we got to go to CNN and all the rest of these people, and they have to tell us that. Children who hear these names, the icons and stuff like that, like when Dr. Francis Quest Wilson passed away, and I said on my page, I said, listen, and I meant this, and I'm going to say some foul words tonight, but it is what it is. I said, if you see that page, if you see a lady's face cross over your timeline on my page, and you don't know who that is, you ain't shit. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you do not have the fortitude to just look this name up and find out what it meant to us, then quite frankly, I don't really have no use for you. So it's the same thing as the legacy of Muhammad Ali, of Prince, and of all the black icons that we're going to lose. Because one thing that I'm noticing, brother, is that once the year 2000 hits, to me, if you look at it spiritually, the new millennium was the passing of the guard and the passing of the torch. A lot of icons are passing. And it is time for us as black people who say that we are really about independence and nationhood and things like that, we have to stand up and we have to, it's not like we're asking for the torch. These people are dying and they're giving us the torch. And if you have been on YouTube or Facebook or whatever and you've been yapping your mouth and you're not ready to take the torch, then you need to be quiet at this point because bodies will continue to fall and the voices will continue to get more silent, and we will eventually really have nobody that we can call upon until the young take the mantle and say, well, I'm not just going to sit around and talk about what Muhammad Ali did. I'm going to be just like him and better. I'm going to finish the job because what he wanted ultimately when he was in his black power stage is he wanted separation and independence. That's what Bill Riley's telling you now. That's what Sean Hannity's telling you now, and Rush Limbaugh's telling you. They're telling you not to buy the narrative. They're telling you that man wanted separation and independence, and you need to listen to them. Instead of listening to people who are telling you that he mellowed out in his years and he actually changed. That's crazy.